Namaskar everybody. Suprabhatam. Welcome to another session of Yoga Nishta Ananda Jivanam. That is class 6 today. Let's start the class with Guru Mandalam. Akhanda Mandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. Welcome all to this 6th session of Yoga Nishta Ananda Jivanam. I hope my audio is audible to everyone.
Yes, you're audible.
Yeah, I'm going to mute everyone and let's start today. Okay. We have, again, humans differ from animals in one fundamental way. That's what I was telling, that animals have a finite desire within them while humans have an infinite desire within them. This infinite longing is the very basis of Manava Dharma, the unique dharma of human beings. And this is which is to seek the infinite, to be drawn toward what is vast, boundless, and eternal. From this, the goal of human life becomes simple and clear, that is, to realize and merge into that infinite. And yoga is the practical path that helps us to fulfill this natural human destiny. Human life moves only in two directions, either towards the infinite or away from it. Every thought, action and movement, whether we are waking, walking, or we are waking or sleeping, takes us closer to the realization of infinite or pulls us away from it. Most people unknowingly move away from this true goal simply because they do not know what human life is meant for. This confusion clearly shows up in our relationship with our food. Food is a fuel for the body. Food is meant only to nourish the body so that the mind becomes steady and available for higher pursuit. But when we try to satisfy our inner essence through taste, cravings, indulgence, restaurants, or emotional eating, we are misusing food. Animals eat only to fill their stomachs. They never try to extract emotional fulfillment from food. Humans, however, turn food into an entertainment, identity, a pleasure, and an escape from the problems, forgetting that no material experience and understanding that this material thing can never satisfy an infinite desire within them. When food is used beyond its purpose, it becomes a distraction from the very infinite we are meant to seek. True yogic living means eating to support clarity, calmness, and upward movement toward the infinite. Food is not to numb the mind or feed the senses. Having said that, let's do a quick recap what we have learned till now. We have seen health is a natural state of humans, and health is innate for every human. And disease is not being at ease. We are ruining our innate natural health with wrong food, wrong habits, and wrong living styles. So the ease is out of place and disease sets in. We also touched the fact that why animals stay healthy and why humans fall sick. They follow nature's laws, while we are moving away from nature and we are not abiding to the nature's laws. We've also seen 7 essential nutrients: carbohydrates, the energy cell of the human body; proteins, the bodybuilder, and we have seen that these carbohydrates become the input for the Krebs cycle where the energy of the body is released. Fats, the concentrated energy reserve of the body. And 3 types of fats. One is the saturated fats, unsaturated fats, and trans fats. We have seen unsaturated fats are the best fats and they are from the natural food, while saturated fats are from animal proteins and animal products, whereas the trans fats are the most horrible fats, which are from processed foods and stale foods and stock foods. Fats and cholesterol, the difference is clearly understood, and cholesterol is only from animal products. Body does not need any cholesterol. Body creates its own cholesterol, and 80 to 90% of cholesterol is created in the liver. We really don't need any extra cholesterol from animal products, and animal products predominantly have cholesterol in them. Fat is an essential nutrient to the body, but fat from nature is the most important nutrient, but not from oils, ghees, and butter and all that stuff. And we have seen that plants have 0 cholesterol and plant products have good fats, that is unsaturated fats. Animal products have cholesterol and they have saturated fats, which is not good for health. Vitamins are the body chemical catalyst. We've seen the macrovitamins, the multivitamins are there from all plant products, and we really don't need any extra multivitamins if you're on a natural diet. Minerals, the bodybuilders and balancers of the body. The fiber, the natural cleanser. We have seen that fiber is present everywhere in every plant food. We really don't need any fiber intake for our easy stools. Water, the elixir of life, which is present in every fruit, every vegetable, and it is a living water compared to dead water in animal food. And we've also seen the whole food plant-based diet extensively on that. And we have seen that food carries an energy, and the energy influences the mind and the body. The gross part becomes the body, and the subtle part becomes the energy. The food and mind, the forgotten connection. We have forgotten that whatever we take makes a very big impact on the mind. The mind and the gut connection has to be in place and in our thought whenever we have a food, because the food we eat makes an impact on the mind. So it's time we understand that the food and mind are connected, and we need to eat our food very consciously. 3 types of food: sattvic food, rajasic food, and tamasic food. What is whole food plant-based diet? We have seen that. Why we need to go for whole food plant-based diet, and whole food plant-based is our food and is also our medicine. We really don't need any external medicines if you are using nature's given whole food plant-based diet, because nature knows much better than us. When nature is so disciplined, everything. The sun rises in east, it sets in west. The seasons are so disciplined. It knows how to take care of us too. We have forgotten that there's someone, the Supreme, is there to take care of us. So let's awaken the feeling of the nature, the supreme conscious, which is there everywhere around us, which is there to take care of us. And whole food plant-based diet excludes the unnatural. We have seen that whatever is refined, processed and all is excluded from whole food plant-based diet. Why no to salt? Why no to oil? And why no to sugar? We have seen all of them in detail. And sattvic food, we have seen that rajasic food is stimulating, active food. This food feeds the senses, and we are very conscious about it, whatever food we eat right now. And it tires the soul. Tamasic food is which drags your conscious down and it blocks your clarity. You stop thinking. Many times you eat such heavy food and you start studying, you can never concentrate. That's because the mind is drawn downward. But imagine you start eating sattvic food and you start studying something, it just settles in your mind as quick as you read, because your mind is clear, it's balanced, it's not restless. Sattvic food nourishes both the body and the soul, which is very, very important for a yogic life, because as we move ahead, leaving our past habits, as we move ahead, we should be a better version of ourselves than yesterday. We should not slide back and go back to the same food and same lifestyle. We have known something new in our life. So let's take the path ahead and move ahead, and let's know what this great science has to offer us. We have forgotten the essence of human life, the goal of human life. It's time we move ahead and know what this great science has to offer for a human being. And taking birth as a human being, we should never forget the goal of a human life. That is to seek the infinite. Whole food plant-based diet, what to eat, what not to eat, a lifestyle rooted in nature. We have discussed all of them, what is necessary, what is not, what it excludes. No animal products, no oils, no added sugar, no processed foods and junk foods, no company products, no restaurant food. I'll come to this company products and restaurant food today extensively. No salt, oil, sugar, and the addictive nature of SOS foods. We have dealt extensively on all these points, and I understand that all of you understand the importance of all these points and try to emulate them in your life. And I would like to hear your experience. I'll take 1 hour of class today, and I'll have half an hour of time for your questions and your experiences today in the class. So let's move forward a bit fast. So I want to hear from all of you, but before that, I want to put on a very important topic, because this no to salt in whole food. I know many of you have questions, because I had the same sort of questions when I moved this to my diet. But I did not leave there when my Acharya told. I went ahead and read a lot about this food and got to know that what are the benefits this food has to give and what are we missing. So here I'm today to share those points which will surely convince you to move ahead in your no salt diet, because we are truly harming our body with salt. And here it says salt is refined, it has sodium, it has retention of water in the body. It is rajasic and tamasic, whereas whole foods have a lot of potassium, there's hydration, it's sattvic and wholesome. Sodium and potassium. If you can see, sodium chloride, the natural salt has sodium chloride, and all these vegetables have more of potassium. Why sodium and why potassium? This is a very important question, because when we leave salt in our diet, we should be able to tell others why salt is harmful and why you have left it. The more you're convinced, the more you can convey the principles of whole food, plant-based diet to others. So, why sodium and why potassium? What is the difference between both of them? The human body needs more potassium than sodium. Let me be very, very clear on that. The ideal ratio of sodium versus potassium is sodium is 1, whereas potassium is 2 times or 3 times. Potassium is an important mineral in our body. And without it, cell functions get disrupted. What does potassium have as in our body? It maintains electrical signals in the body, in the sense all the nerve signals which travel to the brain are done by potassium. The muscles contraction, relaxation is by potassium. Heart to beat rhythmically is by potassium. It controls blood pressure. Potassium relaxes your blood vessels, whereas sodium contracts your blood vessels. Don't you see that? When you get a blood pressure, doctors immediately ask you to stop salt because your blood vessels have contracted with salt, and that's the reason the pressure in the blood has increased. And that's the reason people are suffering from blood pressure. Imagine a tap and a pipe connected to it. The pipe is wide, the water flows freely in it. But if the pipe is constricted or blocked, the water finds it difficult and you have to put a lot of pressure on the water to pass in the pipe. In the same way, blood flows freely when there's a lot of potassium in the body, and the blood vessels relax properly when there's potassium. It improves circulation, it reduces strain on the heart, and sodium, as I said, sodium tightens blood vessels, whereas potassium relaxes your blood vessels. Potassium maintains fluid balance in every cell, the water balance. Imagine you eat a very spicy food and a very salty food. And I guess all of you are aware about osmosis. Some of you must have read in your science. When you eat a spicy food or a very salty food, the fluid outside your cells becomes of higher concentration. It becomes a concentration is very high because the salts are there. Immediately your cells try to leave out water so that to reduce the concentration. So sodium, what it does, it pulls out the water from the cells. The water in all your cells is pulled out to reduce the concentration and to maintain a balance of electrolytes in your body. And that's the reason there is a lot of water in the body. When you take sodium, there's a lot of water retention in the body. And what happens in turn is your kidneys start working extra when there's a lot of sodium. Whereas potassium restores water in your water cells. It maintains a balance in the water cells. The result of more sodium, you can see swelling in your legs. If you're sitting for a long time in a journey or you're working at a desk, your legs start swelling after a point of time because the sodium is trying to pull out all the extra water from the cells. I had faced this problem. I was working in a software company and I was sitting for 2 to 3 hours and I used to see my legs swollen at the end of 2 to 3 hours. But the moment I stopped my salt completely, I can sit for 4 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours I never get a pinch of swelling in my legs. I can get up immediately from my chair with no swelling in my legs. That's because sodium does water retention and it gives puffiness in your thing and it dehydrates your cells. That's the reason when you take salty food, you need to drink a lot of water because it is pulling out water from all your cells. But if you reduce your sodium, you will not really need a lot of water intake also. That's the reason doctors say drink 5 liters, 6 liters of water, which is really not required if you're on plant-based diet. Because the electrolyte balance is maintained in the body and the fluid balance is perfect. Potassium keeps your heart functioning smoothly. The palpitations, the muscular, because heart is a muscle, and the muscular activity is very good in potassium. That's what it says. When some people suffer from constipation also, so that's when doctors prescribe potassium also for the muscular movements. So all these muscular movements, heart palpitations, everything is controlled by potassium. It supports digestion, that's what I said. It prevents constipation, improves your gut movement, smooth muscles for the intestine to contract properly and have a smooth stool. It boosts energy. Low potassium creates fatigue, weakness, and brain fat and all this stuff. And a banana is a high source of potassium. Whenever you feel tired or drained, the moment you eat a banana, your body just bounces back to energy. What happened? Banana has 400 grams of potassium, 400 plus milligrams of potassium, which is just in one banana. We really are missing the natural energy resources around us. It maintains a pH balance, that is, it creates it's an alkaline mineral, so it gives a balance to your system also. It protects bones, muscles, kidneys, and whatnot. Whole food plant-based diet like fruits, vegetables, lentils, beans give abundant, clean potassium. There is no sodium in these products, no preservative, no chemicals. There is a little bit of sodium in case you eat a tomato. It's there. I don't say that. But that is enough for the body to function perfectly. This keeps the body's balance perfectly natural and in sync with nature. So I hope you all understand the importance why no to salt, because it is just a taste which our tongue has developed, and we need to look back and move back in our taste and understand that that's not good for our system. And salt provided from these natural things like vegetables, leafy vegetables, all of them have natural salt. We really don't need any extra salt. And you have seen how much of harm sodium is doing to the body if you're taking beyond the limit. We need very less of sodium, and junk food gives you 10:1 ratio, that is 10 times sodium and 1 ratio potassium. That's a really alarming number. And I suggest people who have water retention in the body, who feel heavy in their legs, try going on this no salt diet, and I'm sure you would come back after 1 month and say that you have found a major difference in your lifestyle as well as your body weight, everything. So I would like to take a small break here, and I would like to ask Shanta Bhagini. Yes, Shanta Bhagini, you can unmute yourself, and I would like you to hear from you. How are you convinced about sodium no salt diet, which is very, very important?
Namaste, Bhagini. Initially, I was in my doubts of how is it possible, because sodium chloride is needed for a body. But after listening to this, the ratio and the amount of potassium, which is more than sodium, which makes me feel that I feel I should reduce. But I have reduced my intake of salt from the time I learned about SOS, that is no sugar, salt and oil. It does feel uncomfortable when I stop it or I've reduced it, but the importance of it is it's quite convincing. So I would like to really get on this. And yesterday, actually, I tried to eat spinach without salt, and I could realize that actually what you mentioned was right, that spinach has got salt in it, so you don't need to put extra salt. And it didn't feel that it was without salt when I ate it, because I've reduced my salt intake. That was just perfect. So I think it's worth trying. I would give it a go and see the difference and see if my fluid balances are in control and everything. So it feels good. It feels lighter from the time I followed at least what I know a little bit, which you mentioned about whole plant-based food, that is eating raw carrots, and I've started eating pulses, or the mung pulses. So I never had onion and garlic in my food for a long time now, and I never liked mushrooms, so that tamasic food is already out. But yes, I'm quite happy, I must say. Thank you very much for this information, because without it, it would be very difficult to just get up one day and say no to salt, because we don't know the difference between salt and potassium and the need of it, and how it is needed and how much it is needed. So this gives a very good insight, and I think it's quite convincing that we should stop. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your words, Shanta Bhagini. The problem is a lack of awareness. The moment we get to know that we are suffering from problem, that's when you stop. Like, for example, you catch diabetes or you're with high BP, that's when doctors say stop sugar and stop salt. But why can't they suggest that we stop them right away so that we use the natural fruits? No doctor suggests us, because their hospitals will go empty. I'm sure about that. But I can tell you in that once, and the best part is sodium also eats away calcium in the body, which is very, very dangerous. People who are suffering from knee pains or any of the leg pains, I would suggest go on no salt diet for 1 month strictly, and you see the difference. If you don't find the difference, I would not force you. I would not even suggest you. But I'm sure you would come back and say that your knees feel much better. You don't need any extra medicine. Salt erodes your calcium in the body. I will come to all that points today, because unless you're convinced why salt is not required, just saying no salt is fine, but why is what, as a humans, we have an intellect, we need to be convinced and understand the changes happening in the body because of no salt. So going further on that, junk food has 10:1 ratio. That's what I've told. 10 parts of sodium. That's the reason it tastes so good to the tongue. But it is, whatever is so good is always very harmful. We have to understand that. Whatever comes fast food, and we have slow digestion. What is the use of that? And we have gone to the moon, but we have not gone an inch in us. We have not even explored what the infinite within us. It's time we stop these old habits and understand what human life is. Human life is very precious, and it is very short. We never know how time passes. By the time we realize we have done with half of our journey of life or 3/4 of our journey. So let's not waste even a single day in our life to realize the essence of human goal. Okay. So, as said earlier, no to sugar and no to salt. We have seen there's a lot of natural sweetness in fiber, nutrients and all. And sugar, I know, is accepted by everyone. They feel sugar is bad. But it will take 1 week of time for your tongue to really accept it. But be strong on that 1 week. Because your body should listen to your mind. Your mind should be ruling the whole thing. Your body should not rule your mind. You have a mind which is the topmost part of the body. That's the reason the Almighty has placed your mind in the topmost part of the body, because it is the most supreme of the whole organs. So use your mind, use your intellect, understand. Don't stop here. Go further. Read what all I've said. You can browse the net, find out what all is said about no salt, no sugar, whole food, plant-based diet. I would encourage all of you to know further beyond this, to get convinced and understand the importance of diet, because unless you don't understand and convince yourself, the change is impossible. Every person has to change only after he or she understands it. Don't do a blind change. It's important that we understand the pros and cons of all these diet restrictions, because this is the first and an important hurdle in this life of a yogic life. Okay, so no to oil in whole food plant-based diet. We had a discussion last week that, I hope there are no questions. I'll move further. Okay, we've seen oil is processed, dense, inflammatory, rajasic, and whole foods have all the oil, fiber, nutrients, and sattvic and wholesome. I was mentioning that avocado has good fat oil. I think Shailaja Bhagini had a question regarding this. It's not necessary that you need to eat only avocado, Bhagini. All the fruits have oil in them. Predominantly, avocado has oil. It's not necessary everyone has to eat avocado to it's expensive. I know that. But on the same side, you can just live. I have not touched an avocado for the past 6 months, but still I don't have any knee issue. I can sit the whole day. I can squat on the floor on the whole day. I can use a Western Indian toilet. Imagine I was not able to fold my legs in the initial stages. You can understand your joints become so supple, and you really don't need any lubrication if you're on plant-based diet. I'll tell you further what plant-based diet can do and why is it important for a joint lubrication. As asked by Shailaja Bhagini, I would like to go further on that. Myths about oil. These are the one of the most important. How do I cook without oil? How do I do it? How do I survive without oil? This is the first question. When I also had faced the same question. How do I eat my food without oil? I understand all of you are in the same boat right now. So, animals and humans do not need oil for lubrication. There's a widespread belief that humans need to consume oil to lubricate their joints, whereas animals in nature run, jump, they work throughout the year without any external source of oil. The truth is simple. Neither humans nor animals need dietary oil for joint lubrication. Nature has designed every living being with an internal, self-sustained lubrication system that functions far better and excellently than any external fat we consume. All living beings produce their own lubrication. That's very, very important. No horse, cow, deer, elephant, or wild animal consumes oil, yet their joints function effortlessly. All living beings are designed to self-lubricate when nourished with whole food plant-based diet and water-rich plant foods. Oil is not a nutrient, it is an extract. We really don't need any oil. We have seen the 7 nutrients. Is oil there in a part of it? No, it's not. Why people think oil is needed? Many people feel they need oil because they experience stiffness, joint pain, or dryness, or reduced flexibility. They assume that these symptoms are due to lack of lubrication. In reality, if you understand, these issues arise from modern lifestyle habits such as high intake of salt, sugar, processed foods, oil, which cause inflammation, dehydration, and poor circulation. And your dietary oil never reaches your joints, which is very, very important. It's because of a modern lifestyle, it's not a biological need. Oil is not a biological need. Refined foods, what you eat, salt, sugar, create inflammation, stiffness, joint pain, that's what I have told. And we assume oil is a cure, but not. Oil causes inflammation. Before we understand why oil is not good, let's go and see the body's support and lubrication system, how it works. What is this lubrication which we are talking about? And many have this myth of not understanding what is this lubrication. We have the 2 bones are the hard structures of the skeleton, and I just change. Yes, and these 2 bones are hard structures and they form the skeleton of the body. When these 2 bones meet and they move against each other, they are not bare. You can see that there's a white color covering that's called the cartilage. This cartilage is a smooth, rubbery, white tissue covering the ends of bones, and it reduces friction, it absorbs shock, it protects bones from grinding. Cartilage has no blood supply and it depends on the synovial fluid. We'll come to what is synovial fluid. I'm giving you a very brief explanation of how a joint works because we need to understand why you really need lubrication and why you don't need lubrication also. Okay? And this is the synovial membrane, the red color one. I guess all of you can see that. Okay? This is thin outer lining of the joint capsule, and this membrane produces the synovial fluid. There's a fluid which spreads along this whole joint. It is a factory which makes the lubrication fluid of the joint. And this synovial membrane is the key for producing synovial fluid, which is the fluid is a slippery, gel-like substance that fills the joint space. And this synovial fluid is the most important fluid for the joint cavity. That's what lubricates your joint, nourishes your cartilage, and reduces friction. And this absorbs the impact during your movement. And do you know what it's made up of? Not from oil. We'll come to that, what it's made up of. The cartilage protects the ends of the bone, what I have told earlier. The synovium produces the synovial fluid, and the synovial fluid lubricates the joint. And the ligaments are these are the ligaments which join the two bones together. And that's what happens for athletes, when they run fast, there's a ligament tear, because that ligament tears when they put a lot of strain on these bones. You must have heard all these points, ligament tear, athlete and all that stuff. So your joint is beautifully designed system where the bones meet, cartilage protects, synovial membrane produces the fluid, and the synovial fluid lubricates, and the ligaments stabilize. Okay, this is the most important point, and the lubrication here is the synovial fluid. So let's see whether the synovial fluid needs oil or not. Okay, food-based lubrication, nature's design. This is an internal lubrication which comes from whole foods, and it's not from refined oils. Your body makes its own lubrication from plant-based foods. It's this synovial fluid, the body's natural joint lubricant, is created from nutrients that come entirely from plant-based food. When the diet is natural, unprocessed, and rich in these nutrients, the body produces synovial fluid perfectly on its own, maintaining smooth, pain-free joint without any external extracted oils. Foods for joint lubrication. Can you see oil in any of them? No. No oil you eat reaches your joint. Be very clear on that. The only nutrients which are required for whole food are whole foods and water. Water, the fluid is made up of 70 to 80% of water. It needs vitamin C from all the vitamin C foods. It needs minerals, that is magnesium and potassium. Magnesium comes from spinach, and banana gives a lot of potassium. Omega-3 fatty acids are fatty acids from these nuts. And some of the leafy, like chia seeds, walnuts, all these give omega-3 fatty acids and antioxidants from fruits and vegetables. So where do you see oil in them for your production of synovial fluid? I want all of you to understand that we really don't need any lubrication for our body from external oil. The lubrication is nature given. Just understand that the nature given foods have enough minerals, vitamins, water, and omega fatty acids and antioxidants to lubricate your joints. I would strictly suggest all elders above 50 or 60 or younger also to check if they are suffering from knee pains, and come out after 1 or 2 months and let me know if you still suffer from knee pain, if you're on a no salt, no oil, and no sugar diet. I can say that in writing that you'll be out of your issue of your knee pains, your water retention, your bloating of legs. Your joints will feel supple. You can sit in Vajrasana, you can sit in Padmasana. I could not sit in a Padmasana until I stopped my SOS diet. I was finding so difficult to sit for sadhana, but the moment I changed to SOS diet, my knees were so supple and I could sit in Vajrasana. I can sit easily for 20 minutes without even getting up. That's the state what I am now. And I was suffering from heavy legs with bloating legs and joint pains. I could not squat on the floor. But I was amazed to see how much of difference we have under the false myth of feeling that oils are needed for lubrication, whereas oils are just stuck in our blood vessels. They don't reach the joints. They create inflammation, they clog your arteries, they clog your thing, creating your heart diseases, whatnot. Let your body be free from artificial oils. Let us give it the natural vitamins, minerals, and the fatty acids what are required for the body, and let us see how well it blooms, and your body will start listening to you. You want to sit in a position, you can sit. You want to squat, you can squat. It will start listening to you. Nature designed every being to self-lubricate. Oil is not lubrication. Whole food plant-based diet is lubrication. Animals run without oil, and they'll run all through their life. Humans can too. I want all of you to put me in the chat if you still feel oil is good, and can you go on your diet without oil. You can use your chat option, and you can. The question is, do you want to try your diet with no oil from today? Yes or no? I would like you to use your chat option and type your answer in that. Yes, Ram says you want to go on diet with no oil. Very good. Thank you. Yes, I will try. Oil is not good. That's good, Sailaja Bhagini. Yes, Sharada Bhagini, you want to try. Yes. I want all of you to try and tell me after 2 or 3 weeks. I won't suggest say that's one week change. You have to at least give a try for 1 month without oil, and you will see the change. You will see the change with salt, sugar, oil. Thank you so much, all of you. I see all of you say you will try. So I feel you understand. And Sailaja Bhagini, I just want to unmute you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Namaste, Bhagini.
Namaskara. You still feel oil is needed for lubrication?
No, I did not mention that oil is required for lubrication. I was asking like these avocados, walnuts, and badam, whatever we talked about, it is a little beyond reach for common man. That's what I was expressing. Not that it is not good.
Okay, fine, I understand. It's not that only those foods have oil. All the foods have oil. It's predominantly some of those foods. You eat in balance, like atisarvatra varjet. Eating anything in high is also a problem. Okay, so have a balanced diet. Eat everything what nature has given you, and everything in a balanced proportion. You will not have these issues. And imagine you go to a doctor and give a visiting charge of 1,000 rupees. Don't you think you can give your food for the month, the natural seeds, right? So yes, Bhagini. So I would suggest that. Yeah, I hope you are clear on the lubrication part. I understand that, but yeah, fine. So I specifically wanted everyone to understand that oil. I still have people questioning me that why is oil is for lubrication? How can you stop oil? There are a lot of, when we move ahead in this diet, I'll just put you on mute, Bhagini, for a second. Yes, when we move ahead on this diet, there'll be hundreds of questions, hundreds of people will ask you, because you are making a change which is totally against the society norms. But they will observe the change down the line. When you make a change, you don't need to declare to the world. People will observe you that just a second, what changes you are doing in your life. Shri Kumari Bhagini, just log out and log in. You can hear me. There's a question here, Lalita, but if one is as how healthy, able to sit on the no knee bend, can it be between assume that one is already consuming less salt? Yes, Bhagini. See, if you are on less salt, less oil, and less sugar, your body must be supple. The moment you start eating salt and all, imagine you have salty water and you dip a cloth in it and leave it to dry. It becomes stiff. So salt has a nature of making things stiff. So that's the reason why it is the moment you come out of your salt, your body becomes supple. And especially people are on high salt diet, They can find the difference very prominently. People who are already eating less salt, they will not find much difference because their body is already supple. Okay, so thing is, people who are on normal diet of eating spicy food, oily food and all, they will find a very prominent difference in their life when they change this diet to their diet. And this diet is for a yogic diet because it will help you to be healthy, because the body is a host for the mind, and if your body is suffering with diseases, how do you think you can concentrate on the Supreme? Your body is suffering with so many issues and problems. You cannot have your mind sitting on the Supreme. So these are all the sadhanangas which are going to help you for the mind. The moment your body becomes supple and easy to manage, light, your mind is free too. So the essence of all these foods, why no to oil in this diet and all, is very, very important. So yeah, I'll go ahead with, I want to cover this milk habit also because it's very important. I'll take for the last 15-20 minutes for your thing. I want to complete this. Yes, milk, it's not health. It's another debatable topic I guess all of you might be having, and it's just a habit. Humans are the only species that continue to drink milk after weaning, and the only species in this whole universe that drinks the milk of another animal. In nature, milk is a specific food meant only for infants. It's designed to grow. That particular species grows rapidly during its earliest stage of life. Once weaning happens, every animal naturally stops consuming milk because its digestive system has matured enough and it no longer requires or tolerates milk. Humans, however, we culturally continue to have the habit of drinking cow's milk long after childhood, even though the body has biologically developed and it has been designed for no milk consumption. This unnatural practice has contributed to a lot of digestive issues, lactose intolerance, mucus formation, hormonal imbalance, and misconception the milk is required for calcium or strong bones. Let us see why no to milk. No cow or buffalo gives milk all through its life. Every cow gives milk only when it delivers a baby, and that milk is sufficient for the baby, just like mother's milk is sufficient for the baby. It is designed for calves, not for humans. It has an animal protein called casein, and it has shown that this animal protein, if taken for a longer time, promotes tumor growth in our bodies, which is creating a lot of health risks. Milk to a point is enough when it's a baby life, and once you have outgrown that, it has become a habit. It's not health. No animal or no living being or no insect, nothing, drinks milk after it has outgrown its baby stage. That's because that's nature's production. Just as a mother's milk is God's given, every animal has milk production during its initial stages of delivery. But we still continue to take. So how is this happening? How is this? All these cows are giving milk all throughout the year, 365 days. Did we ever think on that? These animal proteins, milk is an animal product. It has high saturated fat and cholesterol. It is not unsaturated fat, it has high cholesterol, and it creates a acidic residue in the body. And what happens is, when it becomes acidic, the calcium is pulled out from the bones and you suffer from osteoporosis. This is a very eternal keen matter, and I would like you to go ahead and read about it. Too much of milk creates osteoporosis. I understand doctors keep saying drink lot of milk, but that's not good for health. The moment you come out of milk, you will find how strong your bones are. Let me tell you that. You will find how strong. I have stopped milk for the past 2.5 years. I'm on no milk at all, no milk products, no curd, no dahi, no lassi, nothing. And I find a difference in my bones. I was feeling that milk was giving a lot of calcium, which was a myth. Milk has high saturated fat and cholesterol, and there's a lot of lactose intolerance also. A lot of people are suffering. 60 to 70% of elders are suffering from lactose intolerance, which creates bloating, gas, discomfort, and digestive issues. Many of you know about this. And milk creates inflammation and mucus formation. If you're suffering from cold, cough, and a lot of phlegm in your body, stop milk immediately. Milk creates a lot of mucus, which in turn increases your phlegm production in the body, and it creates a lot of inflammation. There are a lot of kids nowadays who are suffering from a lot of baby asthma, all these things, and they have a lot of phlegm settled in their throat and all. Stop their milk for 1 month and you see how much of difference it creates in their system. Last but not the least, ethical reasons. Dairy production involves constant artificial impregnation of cows, and once a cow loses the capability of getting pregnant, they are slaughtered. And the moment a cow starts giving milk after its pregnancy, the calves are separated from the cows so that this milk is sold to us because we are surviving on milk. Do we really need all this? Earlier days, I understand, it was different. We hardly used to have 1 glass of milk a day. I don't remember my parents giving me milk because it was costly and the production was very less. I never drank milk in my childhood, but once I got to youth, I thought it was good. I was having a lot of milk. But then, I never realized I was making a lot of harm to my body. Earlier days, cows were never artificially impregnated. They were never forced to withdraw milk with machines. The pain they undergo, the suffering they undergo while all these practices are done, that is fused or transmitted to the milk it gives out. The pain, the agony the cow goes. So the moment you drink milk, your body is accepting all those pain, everything what the cow has undergone. So if it was a cow at home, earlier days, people used to just have milk only after the calf has taken. That is a proper way. But now the calf is separated from the cow, and you can see a lot of videos over the net also how cows are really abused for taking milk out, which is very inhuman. So milk is not only source of calcium. If you feel milk is source of calcium, I would say no. There are a lot of plant-based products which can give you calcium, because that's the only thing which milk, you feel milk is giving. And B12. B12 can be substituted with vegan B12 tablets, and calcium resources, they're abundant. I can list all of them here. Their whole natural source of calcium and protein: sesame seeds, ragi, almonds, leafy, soybeans, oats, millets, lot of them. And plant milks, if you feel still you need to have, you can go for plant milk, that is unsweetened soy, almond milk, whenever, in limited quantities. That's good because it is plant-based. And milk from animal, the agony of the animal should not be taken into our lives, as milk is born out of sorrow, and after infancy no species drinks milk except humans. So I hope you all understand why milk is not required. How many of you still have a doubt that milk is good or bad? Can you just put me in the chat? Milk is good or bad? You can be frank, it's okay. I appreciate that. If you still feel it's good, I would suggest you to stop and find out. But if you're convinced about milk is good or bad, I see no answer. I'll just unmute. What about yogurt, Bhagini? Indira Bhagini has a question. Yes, but Indira Bhagini, we don't need to have yogurt. Yogurt is from milk. Yogurt is not required. I have not eaten yogurt for the past 2.5 years. I'm doing perfectly fine. I don't have any cold, cough, no phlegm, nothing. And it's you just go and see how cows are. We'll come to that. How cows are slaughtered and how cows are punished when you see that milk is not giving any more calcium. It's just giving the sorrow and the pain of the cow. It is just, and how can you get milk 365 days? We get milk only for the 2-3 months when we have a baby. And how do you think a cow can give milk 365 days? And see the amount of hormones. Every cow is injected with lot of hormones. And what happens is it is injected with a lot of estrogen. And don't you think that's the cause of breast cancer nowadays? The moment they have a lot of estrogen is a cause of breast cancer, one of the causes. So when they're injected with a lot of estrogen and you take that milk, your estrogen levels are always high. And a high estrogen is not always good. Estrogen to a limit is good. You see the cancer hospitals, how many people are suffering from breast cancer nowadays? Yes. I would like to come to your questions. Okay. Ram says clear that milk is not needed. Okay. Indira Bhagini says, what about yogurt, Bhagini? Yogurt is a product from milk, an animal product. It is a no to yogurt. We don't need to have milk. Sailaja Bhagini, that's good. Lalita Bhagini says, feel like stopping milk right away. That's wonderful. Shanta Bhagini says, scary to see milk is not giving calcium. Yes, milk is not the only source of calcium. It might be a source of it, but the agony and the pain associated with it should not be into our minds, which is really scary. You can always compensate calcium with a lot of other alternative plant-based food. Jai Shri Bhagini, we need milk. Sorry, we don't need milk. Okay, I understand that. Mahati says milk is an important source of calcium in growing children. How can we compensate that? That's what I was saying. Milk is understood for a moment when the baby is at the baby stage. But once you start taking solid foods and plant-based foods, you can always shift to the all plant-based foods which have a lot of calcium. Sesame seeds have 4 times calcium than milk, if you can understand that. Try using sesame powders in your boiled vegetables, and you will get abundant calcium 4 times than milk. You really don't need milk. Lalita Bhagini has, but we are always told to have milk with turmeric, pepper, etc. if we catch cold. I understand it's a home therapy. Take it only during your cold period, but not like a food. Okay? If it is to be taken as a medicine, it is fine. That's okay. Take it as a medicine, and that's not going to create problem for you. But if you're taking as your daily food, it's surely going to create a problem. Okay? I hope I have answered your questions. Any questions regarding milk, you can raise your hand. I'm still here to answer your questions. You would feel very absurd for the first 1 to 2 weeks when you have no milk and no yogurt, no diet, no lassi and all. But let me tell you, this animal product will create a tamasic guna in you, which will come out of it. You will feel fresh all through the day. You will not get tired. See the energy levels boost up drastically when you stop your milk, because milk has that tamo guna, and that it's an animal product, so it always has a tamo guna in it. So the moment you come out of it, you will find it. The first week will be very tough. The second week your body understands it. Third week you will find the difference drastically. I am sure about that, and I would like all of you to experience this feeling of SOS, no SOS, salt, oil, sugar and no milk. The rest of all the natural foods are there on your plate. You can eat anything from the nature. No stoppage on that. It is just that all these refined foods which are there, these 4 products essentially are very harmful. Bhagini, it's hard to drink tea without milk, only milk. Milk, tea and coffee. Shanta Bhagini, I understand. Shanta Bhagini, all this tea are all rajasic things. You can shift to ragi drinks. I suggest you still feel to drink a nice hot drink. Make a ragi porridge, and your body will get enough calcium what is required. I understand milk is calcium, but ragi porridge has much higher calcium than milk. I understand your tongue feels the taste. Or you might drink hot soy milk, which is also very good for the body. You really don't need all these additives, the tea, coffee and all, which are truly addictive, and they are rajasic. Okay, they give you instant energy, but the energy spike will come down after a while. Try changing your diet. Go for a natural things like soy milk or almond milk or ragi porridge. You will love, your body will start loving your food. First week is going to be very tough. Your mind has to rule your body. Let me tell you, later on your body will rule your mind, because your body will celebrate the food what you're giving, and your mind will enjoy. They will be both enjoying the food, because your mind is relaxed, your body feels light, and you will ultimately feel a better person at the end of 3 weeks. I'm sure about that. Is soy milk available across the counters in shops? Yes, soy milk is there, but take it in limited quantities, not very high like curd and all. Just in case you feel like having a strong coffee, take a very warm soy milk, glass of soy milk. It will help you. Lemon tea is very tasty. Yes, you might try lemon tea without milk. We can drink tea with soy milk, right? Yes, we can, but no teas. Soy milk is fine. Tea is an addictive. It will create your rajasic quality. Okay, fine. I understand. Okay. Any more questions? You can raise your hand if you still feel. Yes, and Mahati has a question. Can an 80-year-old stop drinking milk at once? Yes. But once not, you can stop immediately. But see that you compensate a bit with the ragi and sesame seeds or almonds, leafy, all plant-based foods. If you're still eating spicy foods and all, which are going to drain up your calcium in the body, you really cannot make calcium in the body. You have to shift your food to plant-based, and then when you leave your milk and everything, your body will get enough calcium what is required for the body. I hope it answers your question, Mahati. Anything else? But milk is just not milk. That means we have to stop all milk, like cheese, butter, yogurt. Yes, everything. All your milk products have to be stopped. No yogurt, no butter, no paneer. I was eating a lot of paneer at a point of time. I was very fond of paneer. But the moment now I see a paneer, I just cannot put it in my mouth because my tongue has changed its taste. I don't enjoy paneer anymore. It's because it's an animal product. My mind says the moment I see a paneer, it says it's an animal product. It's going to create a tamasic quality in me. The mind would say no. So then the food will never be tasty and your body will not want it. Try soya paneer. Yes, you may try. Tofu is also okay. You can take tofu. That's also good. So instead of normal milk-based paneer, tofu is soy-based paneer, which is preferably okay, but see that it's in limited quantities, not very high as what you eat. Okay, so I have just 5 more minutes. I have one more slide to complete before it's done, because I want to complete this part of whole food plant-based diet today. It is very important. I want to go to the next topic in the next class. So we are clear on this. What should I mix ragi powder with? Ragi with water is very good, Bhagini. You can make a porridge. You can mix the ragi powder with water and you can take immediately. It becomes a thick porridge. You can take that. You don't need milk and this thing. Just take plain ragi. As if you want thicker porridge or a thin porridge, you can just drink with a glass of water. It is enough. Okay, is buttermilk okay? No, buttermilk is not okay. Butter is also an animal product from milk. Anything originated from milk is not accepted. Milk, buttermilk, yogurt, paneer, all of them are not good for your health because it is an animal product. We don't need milk. No animal drinks milk after it's grown. Only humans are drinking animal-based milk, and that too another living being, which is not at all good. Okay, so it's very important that you stop milk, but a lot of food items with milk are stopped at once. What if it drains? It will not drain your energy. Mahati, I suggest you shift your food to plant-based diet. Try for 2-3 weeks and come back to the class and tell me if it's draining your energy or boosting your energy. I would love to hear from you, especially from you, because you have a lot of questions, and I would love to hear from you. Change your diet the day you feel you want to change and stick to it for at least 1 month strictly, and then you come and tell me what exactly you feel so, and I would like to hear from you. Okay. I'll ask my parents. Yes, please go ahead and ask your parents, and you can always make your change. Change is personal. The food is in your hands. No one is stuffing you with food. You can make a conscious choice what you want to eat, what not to eat. So be judicious in your selection of food and go ahead. Okay, let me complete the other part of lecture in a few more minutes. And then we'll go to the question session and we'll discuss all the further questions, what are there. Okay? Okay, and we've also seen that animal products like meat, egg, all of them are animal products. We don't need any of them. And instead of these animal products, go to plant protein, which is important. It has 0 cholesterol. Animal protein has very high cholesterol. The egg has a very high cholesterol, which is very, very harmful, and it is saturated fat. It is acidic, produces uric acid. It's hard to digest and damages kidneys for a long time. It raises your heart disease. Whereas animal proteins are very good for your kidneys. They prevent diseases. They give you the alkaline and healing capacity, and ahimsa starts on your plate. The food you eat an animal product or an egg or a milk is taken from sorrow from an animal. So let's start ahimsa, which is very important, and it should be started on our plate. Okay, so I guess all of us are clear on this animal product and no to animal products. And in total, what whole food plant-based diet excludes is no animal products. We have seen that. No oils. We have seen very extensively what is oil doing and why is it required and why is it not required to, from where is it required. No added sugar, no sugars. Sugars from natural products is good enough. No processed foods and junk foods. No company products. All company products are packaged with the right amount of salt, sugar and oils, and they hit the bliss point which becomes very addictive. And if you go back and you take any company product and go back and search on the net of every product what they mention on that, you would be alarmed to see the harm it creates. You can never touch a chip packet after you see the amount of oil, sugar, salt and whatnot they have in a chips packet. You can never touch a chips packet after that. Same goes with all packaged products. And no restaurant food. Yes, I'm coming to that. That's very important. Yes. The cook's mind shapes the eater's mind. Why? The energy of the food becomes the energy of the eater because food is just not a physical substance. It carries the subtle vibration, emotions, the state of mind and the person who prepares it. In yogic life, the cook's thoughts, feelings and bhava enter the food as it is handled, cut, heated and served. A restless, angry or a greedy mind transfers the agitation into the food, and the eater unknowingly absorbs that disturbance. Similarly, for food cooked with calmness, devotion, gratitude and purity strengthens the eater's mind with same qualities, just like your mother cooks your food for you. You never fall sick with your mother's food. She might be very unhygienic at some point of time, not washing vegetables properly or something, but still you don't fall sick. Whereas you see ultra hygiene food conditions in a 5-star hotel and after 3 or 4 days you start falling sick. It's not in the hygiene. It's in the mind of the person who cooks. That is why food made at home with love and awareness nourishes in a way restaurants and commercial food can never nourish you. When the cook is sattvic and aligned, the eater receives not only nutrition but shakti, that is energy, because that's a subtle part. Every thought, intention and the emotion of the cook subtly enters the food. That's why you see the prasada in the temples is so pure, because they cook with a pure mind. You never fall sick for eating a prasada in a temple, because the mind behind the cooking is with devotion of the Almighty. The hands are the powerful carrier of prana. The moment you start cutting your food, washing them, mixing them, the cook's vibrations enter the food. A cook is not internally violent, but the mind energy, what he has, gets carried into the food. The feelings, the emotions they influence the food, and that's what, when you eat, it influences the person who eats. Home food strengthens the heart of the family because there is no extra, there is an extra ingredient which restaurant does not have. What is that extra ingredient which your mother makes food for you, which is not there in any of the restaurant? Can any one of you tell that? What is that extra ingredient? Did you understand my question? I'll repeat once again. You might have the extra cooking facility. Yes, that is love. Excellent. I'm very happy about that. The extra ingredient which is made in the food when it's cooked at home is love. The love and affection which a mother makes, the bhava with which it's cooked is very important, and that's what stays in your body, and it forms your mind. So a person in a yogic way of life is strictly banned from eating in restaurant food because he's going to degrade his mind. And restaurant food has very high SOS, salt, oil, sugar, and the influence of cook's mind is there on that. It is yadrishi bhavana yasya siddhir bhavati tadrishi. That means the influence, what bhavana that cook has is manifested in the food, what it is there. And tamasic environment, all the environment in the restaurants, loud sounds, artificial lighting, the conversations related to desire, competition, all infuse a negative and tamasic energy in us. And if imagine meat or alcohol is served in the restaurant, it creates all the more tamasic environment. The environment is polluted with violence, greed, and fear. Do we need to really get exposed to such environment? No. And unknowingly, when we go to a restaurant, we absorb this negative energy. It takes a while for us to come back and come out of this negative energy. So, it's very essential that we don't carry this negative feelings of outside restaurants or any outside food. I have stopped all my out eating food. I cook my food, I eat happily, and if I have to go for a function, I eat all my food at home and then go and visit and bless the people over the new wedding pair or someone. I am not forced to eat. I attend the event because sometimes it becomes mandatory to attend, which are mandatory. But on the same side, I don't break my food restriction. I have a happy meal at my home, eat well, and then go. So, I don't get tempted. On the same side, I am not forced to eat because I am stomach full. So, whenever you have a mind to do something, there is a way which comes out of your problem. You are strong on your thoughts that I am not going to eat outside food and I am not going to eat any restaurant food. I am not going to degrade my mind. You will find the solution yourself. I don't need to tell you. And every person has their own answer for every question. The moment you see the food, is it nature-given food or is it processed food? The moment you have questioned your food, you will answer. You have the answer at your hand. And a question which was raised by Sailaja Bhagini, Shadruchi are important in our life. How are we going to have Shadruchis in our life with whole food plant-based diet? Yes, we have Shadruchis, Bhagini. Madhura is there in sweets, fruits, vegetables. All of them have the Madhura Rasa. Amla, which is a sour, is there lemon, amla, and tomato. Lavana is there in spinach, celery, which is a nature's given lavana. Katu, the pungent, the ginger, pepper, mustard, all of them are the katu swabhava. Pitta, that is the pitta, the bitter gourd, has the sixth taste. Madhura, amla, lavana, katu, tikta, shadruchayaha. So these Shadruchaya are the nature's given Shadruchaya. We will not fall short of Shadruchis in our food. And Kashaya, that is the pomegranate and raw banana. Okay, so all the Shadruchis are there with us. We don't need any extra salt, any extra sugar, any extra salt, any extra bitterness or astringent food. That's what we have to make a crucial decision in life, at what stage of life we are and what we need to be down the line. Eat what grows on plants, not what made in plants. Nature's food is grown on plants. Whole food, and you get a whole life. Our organs should die with us, not before us. You see kidneys getting spoiled, you see liver getting spoiled, you see pancreas getting spoiled. They have a lifespan to the life what we have. So let them die along with us, not before us. Let food be our medicine, not our slow poison, which is very important. We are poisoning ourselves with our wrong food habits. So our organs are designed to serve us lifelong, and they should stay vibrant until the last breath, not fail midway because of our lifestyle, stress, and poor food choices. With this, I would like to hear your experiences with diet, any questions, and your experiences with Yoga Nishta Ananda Jivanam. I'm sorry I took a bit of time today because there were a lot of questions. You can raise your hand. I can. Yes, I'll open the. Shanta Bhagini, you can ask your question first. Next, Shailaja Bhagini, you can ask next. Shanta Bhagini.
I wanted to know, what about honey?
Yes.
Would it be good or bad? And
yes.
Would that be a good substitute for sugar?
Yes, honey. See, Bhagini, honey is also taken with a lot of vengeance from honeybees. So we really don't suggest honey, because honey is made for the mother bee, to give its reproduction. And how do we take honey? You tell me. I'll just mute
burn the hive, yes.
Just a second. Yes, you can hear me now, Bhagini?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes.
See the way how honey is drawn. You put a fire near the honeycomb, and you throw away all the honeybees. So much of ahimsa is being done during this process. Do we need to survive on someone else's food for filling our stomach? It's nature given, but it's for the mother bee, not for us. Okay, it stores the honey so that the mother bee gets enough sugars to give its reproduction and start giving out new bees. And the honeybee travels miles and miles to get a small drop of honey. You just read the life of a honeybee and see the amount of struggle a honeybee goes. It goes through 30 to 40,000 flowers to get a 1 spoon of honey, which is really, really tearful to see that we just swallow so much of honey, not knowing the effort a honeybee goes flower to flower to fetch for the mother bee.
Thank you
yes?
so much. It didn't strike me in that way. I thought it was from the flowers. And since it's from the flowers, I thought it would be okay. But now that you pointed out, it's quite disturbing. Anyway, thank you.
Yes, Bhagini. See, this life of yogic life starts with ahimsa. Everything you take is what you see that every being has to be happy around us. If you're taking something into your mouth, is it nature given, or is it nature suffered? The nature is being suffered from this. So then life becomes your ahimsa, your expansion of your mind happens because you see life in everything, and you don't want any living being to be harmed with your food intake. That's the first step of yoga, because harming anything and filling your stomach is not yogic life. Okay, I hope it makes clear.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you, Bhagini. Thank you so much. Yes, Shailaja, Bhagini, you can unmute yourself.
Yeah, yes. No, this whatever you say is very true. I mean, 100% correct. But to put it into practice, I think I'm telling about myself, not others, of course.
Yes.
I think it has to be step by step. All of a sudden, I cannot. Stop everything. It has to be step by step. Otherwise, body and mind get confused and they try to fight back. So.
Yes. I understand.
So
I understand. That's called sangarsha. Yeah. That's why I said there is sangarsha in every step. That's the reason I suggested you go for a 1 meal change. Don't go for a 2 meal change. If you feel you have to go slow, I went for 100% change. Okay, I took a very bold step of 100% change, but I'm not suggesting everyone to go, provided you are convinced and you want to take 100% change. But you can go for a 1 meal change. Completely, you take an afternoon meal. I'll tell you, if you go for a raw food in the afternoon meal, see how energetic half your day is. Then you can make out your difference, that how the food is making the impact. You have a normal meal on one day, and if you change your food to your sattvic food, raw diet, fruits and boiled vegetables, you will see after 1 week, you won't doze off. You won't feel tired. Your energy levels are consistent till the end of the day. And slowly you start shifting the next week with the 2 meal a day. So go step by step, and it is very simple, Bhagini. Whatever you take, just see whether it's an animal product or a plant-based product. That's the only thing we have to think. If you feel it's an animal product, just leave it there. That's it. We don't need to do anything else. That's the only wise decision which you can ascertain yourself, what is important for your body and what is not for the body. Okay?
Correct. So right now we have only two meals a day, 1 brunch and 1 dinner. So one thing I did not get that. Do you mean to, you want us to stop rice and cooked dal, everything? No.
No. You can have rice, Bhagini. You can have dal. You can have leafy. You can make your dal, tomato, everything. But don't add any salt, sugar, tamarind, none of these things. Just eat plain dal. You can have dal.
Cooked or boiled.
Yes. No, you can cook. You can cook with no oil. See, you can add jeera. You can add ginger, which is good for health. Okay. So don't add too many spices. Have little of them, because spices always increase rajasic quality. Have little of them, because spices are also good in one way. I'm not denying that, but taken in limited quantity. Spices are good in a limited quantity. So have them. You can have your black pepper also, it's good. So have them, but you can have green chili. You can have your dal with green chili a bit, not red chili, not red chili. And
you mean dried chili? Dried chili, not advised.
Yes, dried chili is not advised. It has all the pickles. Everything has to go into a back seat. No, because pickles have only the harmful things: salt, the mirchi, and lot of oil. Okay, so they have nothing in it. It has salt, mirchi powder, and lot of oil, which is added and stocked for months and months together, which is extremely harmful. And South Indians are very famous for pickles, which gives them lot of heart diseases, BP and sugar, and all these are because of, and diabetes is a capital. Andhra Pradesh and Telangana are the capital for diabetes for the world also, because they have the highest diabetes patients which are recorded in these states, because they solely live on lot of pickles, which is the core problem, not at all good. So go step by step. I won't suggest you take a 100% change. You will find a difference, but stick to the change what you've done. If you have eaten 1 meal a day, same meal, stick to it for 10 to 15 days. And then you will find a difference. Go for the second meal when you feel convinced. Okay. You can eat rice, you can eat roti, also, that also not too processed roti, which is you take the grains and like it's good. Wheat also not too many processed. You can eat everything but saltless. See that it is saltless. Okay.
Okay. And you in the last class you told that you'll be sharing how to prepare that some carrot milkshake or carrot something you said, but
yes. I'm sorry, I'll tell that, Bhagni. I'm sorry. There's one more Mahodaya has asked about it. I'll just tell that. That is basically you can soak your nuts in case if you want to go on a nut meal a day with no breakfast. Soak your nuts, whatever nuts you want to eat. Take and don't use milk for your shake. Use carrot and make a nice nut carrot milkshake. It tastes nothing. Don't add anything. You can add kismis and all for the sweet, or you can add dates. They'll give you the natural sweetness. Banana also is, but if you're adding all this, you don't need a banana. You just add carrot and then you make your juice and see how tasty it tastes. And it gives you so much energy the whole day. You don't need to have breakfast. If you're having your nut juice, it's once a week is good enough. You get all the nuts and all the nutrients required, and try it out. You will find a lot of foods. When you start exploring, you will find ways what your body needs and what you feel better. Every person's likings and things will be different, and they can make their own choice of their food whenever they eat. Okay?
Thank you, Bhagini.
Thank you. So you can use for your vegetables, you can use peanut powder or a bit of sesame powder on the. It gives you a lot of calcium. Sesame powder, dry roast, yes, a lot of calcium. And on your vegetables, if you put them, they taste good in the sense you feel the natural taste. You don't miss the natural taste. On the same side, calcium is in the food which is already going to be eaten.
Okay. Thank you, Bhagini.
Thank you. Okay, thank you so much. And Mahati has a question. Mahati, you can unmute. Taking banana is good at night. Yes, banana is good. That's nothing like not night and anything. Mahati, you can unmute. Mahati, you can unmute. So sorry, can't unmute right now. Okay, fine. So you can ask your question in the next class. You can ask the question next class. I'll ask my question here. Okay, fine. Yes, you can ask your question in the chat. Please go ahead. What about milk prasada in temples? Yes, I understand prasada given in the temples is milk paste, but on the same side, it's just a prasada. Just take for that day. Don't make it as your staple food. It is a prasada done with love and affection and offering to the God. It is just for that day only, and for that. And prasada should be taken in very limited quantity. It is not your meal, okay? 2 spoons or 3 spoons is a prasada. It is just accepting his blessings. That's it, okay? So nothing is going to create problem if you're taking a prasada as a prasada, but not as your food. But don't make your milk gruels and all as your food, which is not right, okay? Okay, Mahati Bhagni, I understand you are fine with it. And any other questions from anyone? I would love to hear you all the next class, how you've made your changes. And I hope you have any questions further. We can address them in the next class, right? So I would end the class now. And the summary is, we have seen all this. 3 types of food, no to salt, sodium versus potassium, myths about oil, why people think oil is needed, the body supports lubrication, food-based lubrication, nature's design in foods needed, milk is not health, a habit, the cook's mind shapes the eater's mind, and the Shadruchi, which are important in the 6 stages of whole food plant-based diet. And the next class is on 21st November. We are going to talk about Upavasa and other sadhanangas, which is a very important aspect of yogic life also, and why is all also going to be discussed scientifically. Okay, so with that, I offer every learning of mine and everything what I've told today at the altar of my Guru's feet. Tava dravyam jagat guru tubhyameva samarpaye. Om Gurave Namaha. Dhanyavadah. Thank you all for being with me in this journey. Thank you, everybody.
Dhanyavada Bhagini.
Dhanyavada Bhagini. Dhanyavada.
Dhanyavada Bhagini.
Dhanyavada Bhagini. Thank you.